is my pleasure to present the DeKalb County Police Department's 112th Academy class. Please remain seated while the 112th Academy class enters the auditorium. Audience, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Olivia Maxwell and remain standing for the presentation of colors by the DeKalb County Police Department's Honor Guard, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem by Raquel Britton.
Let us take a posture of prayer. Most Holy God, we thank you for this opportunity to come together once again to celebrate and to commemorate the hard work of those who have chosen to serve, those called to serve, those dedicated to serve. God, these we ask that you would just bless them now, that you'd place upon them a special anointing for the work ahead. God, that today would be a day of celebration and tomorrow would be a day of awakening for the charge for which they hold. We honor you, O God. We thank you for them. We thank you for calling them forward, for setting them straight on a path, and having them be dedicated to ensuring safety, well-being for all. Thank you, bless you, and we honor you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Dating back to 1791, more than 22,000 officers have made the ultimate sacrifice in the United States, giving their lives in the protection and service of their communities. At this time, please bow your heads for a moment of silence in their memory. Thank you. Please be seated. If everyone would, please give Ms. Raquel Britton another round of applause. Thank you. I will now introduce the leadership of the DeKalb County government and the DeKalb County Police Department. As I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Chief Executive Officer Michael Thurman. Commissioner Jeff Rader. Commissioner Steve Bradshaw. Commissioner Gregory Adams. Chief Judge Beryl Anderson. Public Safety Director Joseph Jack Lumpkin. DeKalb County Chief of Police James Conroy. Special Operations Division Commander Assistant Chief Michael Yarborough. Criminal Investigations Division Commander Assistant Chief Antonio Catlin. Uniform Division Commander Assistant Chief Cornelius Yarborough. Now will all other members of the department's command staff please stand. Will the background and recruiting staff please stand? Finally, I would like to acknowledge the Police Department's Training Academy, its supervisors, instructors, and staff for all of their hard work and dedication. Please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. We will now have remarks by Chief of Police James Conroy, followed by Public Safety Director Joseph Jack Lumpkin, followed by Chief Executive Officer Michael Thurman.
Thank you, Captain. All right. Also, please join me in giving a round of applause for the DeKalb Police Honor Guard, and an additional round for Ms. Britton. That was wonderful. For my East Precinct folks. CEO Thurman, DeKalb County Commissioners, Director Lumpkin, Judge Anderson, fellow officers, families, and friends. It is my honor to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the 112th DeKalb County Police Academy. I'm always nostalgic when we hold graduation ceremonies at the Maloof Auditorium. We typically have been holding them at the Porter Sanford Center. It was not available today, so we're holding it here today because 27 years ago and 71 police academies ago, I received my badge in this very room. These new officers have just completed a rigorous 6-month police training academy, but this is just the beginning of your journey. While we've provided you with the foundation to be good police officers, you will now move on to the next phase of learning, which is field training. There's a quote that says, "Knowledge becomes wisdom only after it has been put to practical use." So I challenge each of you to go forth and develop wisdom. If I could have the graduates please stand, turn and face your families. Our families, friends, and loved ones are of great importance and support to us as police officers. We could not do this job without their support. I want these new officers to recognize their family, friends, and loved ones who've joined them on this exciting occasion. The importance of your support cannot be measured. Please give your loved ones a round of applause. All right, 112th, you may now be seated. To these new officers, as you go on to serve and protect our community, I want each of you to remember that everybody you encounter while on the job is somebody else's family, friend, or loved one. You should treat them the same way that you want your loved ones treated, and that's with respect and compassion. However, there are people out there who will try to do you harm or to harm others. In that regard, we've provided you with the training, guidelines, and tools to defend yourself and defend others. I want to take a moment to personally thank each of you for answering the call to become a police officer. It takes a very special person to serve their community, especially in the role as a police officer. We run towards the danger, and by dedicating yourself to this profession, you continue that tradition. I thank you both as your chief and as a citizen. I would like to impart some advice on these new officers. I get this advice from our Chief Operating Officer, Zach Williams. He frequently provides this list of brief expectations to our new employees. They're very simple. Come to work, do a good job, and tell the truth. This may seem oversimplified, but it works. Come to work. Show up on time, ready to work, uniform, cleaned and pressed, not with your gun belt thrown over your shoulder, with your vest undone, but come to work ready to work both physically and mentally. Do a good job. This can be summed up with a quote from Woodrow Wilson. You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget that errand. And tell the truth. As we talked the other day, this item should not need any further explanation. Your integrity is a large part of why you were selected for this job. Never compromise your integrity. Come to work, do a good job, tell the truth. Follow this advice and you will be successful. I'm very proud of each and every one of you for this great accomplishment, and I know that your friends and families are proud as well, and you should be proud of yourselves for completing the toughest police academy in Georgia. I congratulate you and welcome you to the DeKalb Police family. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Public Safety Director for DeKalb County, Director Jack Lumpkin.
Good morning. I think it's still there. On behalf of DeKalb County Public Safety, thank you for attending this ceremony, this session today. Thank you for investing your time and energy in your attendance. We certainly appreciate that. You know, we can't create time, so time is probably one of our most precious things that we can have. You have chosen to share your time with these graduates and our staff and our elected officials. That's a motivating factor for all of us to see citizens supporting our public safety members. The DeKalb County Police Department is proud of its newest members as graduates. The DeKalb County Police Department certainly appreciates your faith in this police department by joining it. To the family members, we certainly appreciate the fact that you have entrusted your loved one to this police department. We promise you we'll do everything humanly possible to maintain the safety of your loved ones, and we'll try to motivate your loved one to be well also. Not only safe, but physically, mentally, emotionally, socially well, to grow and develop, to be the best that they can be. Graduates, we know you're going to be successful because you have what it takes. You are DeKalb's finest. But as the chief spoke to you, always tell the truth. Always tell the truth. We can work with issues and challenges that young men and women have, or senior men and women have like myself, if we tell the truth. You will not compromise your credibility. Our profession depends upon your credibility. We want you to be successful, and we know you are. May God continue to bless you and bless your family members as well as DeKalb County. Thank you. Sorry, I have failed our CEO, Mr. Michael Thurman.
Thank you. Good morning. To Director Lumpkin, Chief Conroy, command staff, to our brave men and women in uniform, I rise this morning on behalf of the 700,000 plus residents of DeKalb County, Georgia, to thank you for your courageous service to the citizens of our county. And I also welcome here to the Maloof Center friends and family from far and near who've come to participate and celebrate this very special occasion, this graduating ceremony for the 112th academic class. I also rise on behalf of my colleagues on the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners, Presiding Officer Rader here, Commissioner Bradshaw, Commissioner Adams, as well as those not in attendance. And we thank you for your service, your commitment, and for these soon-to-be graduates. Thank you so much for answering the call to serve and to do it in a way that brings honor to yourself, your family, and to our county. Of the many, many responsibilities that our county charter attributes to the CEO, the most sobering and the most important of all the responsibilities that rest with me and on the Board of Commissioners is that we send every day, we ask brave men and women in uniform to go out potentially in harm's way to protect the safety and the welfare of our citizens. It is a sobering responsibility. It's one that I take very seriously. And my commitment to the graduates as well as to our more experienced men and women in uniform is that my commitment is that we will have in DeKalb County, we will stand up the best trained, the best equipped, and ultimately the best paid police department in the state of Georgia. That's an applause line, y'all. And to that end, working with our Board of Commissioners, we made, I think, some very positive steps in that direction. In this current fiscal year, 2018, we had unanimous support from the commissioners to include in this budget $6.6 million to improve recruitment, training, and for salary increases for public safety personnel. Also in the 2018 budget, we have provided funding to increase our police force by filling 155 paid positions. Director Lumpkin and Chief Conroy are leading the way, and with your support, the voters passed a special purpose local option sales tax, a $1.2 billion sales tax referendum, the first in the history of DeKalb County. $500 million will be invested in paving and repairing our worst streets, roads, and bridges. Included in that funding will be $27 million to build a new public safety facility for DeKalb County. We're going to tear down and replace Bobby Burgess. That's an applause line too. And we will begin to plan for a brand new fire, rescue, and police training academy facility. But this is about you today. You have our support. You have my commitment. And whenever I meet our men and women, our public safety personnel out across the county, I always tell them one thing: be safe. My commitment is to protect the wealth, the safety, and the life of all of our citizens. But that begins with you. It is my commitment to ensure that you will go home to your family safe and secure on every day that you go to serve our citizens. That is my highest and my most sobering responsibility. Thank you, and God bless. You want to do it, Chief? You do not. You want me to do it? All right. There's the next class currently in training. These young men and women and they report on Monday. So if you follow the rules, you follow your instruction, then one day you can sit in the chairs up front. I want our next training class to stand. Let's give them a round of applause. What's the total number?
Be 32 when they go on the payroll.
The total number in that class, assuming they do the right thing and make it through the difficult training, the number is 32. This is one of the largest classes we've had in several years. Give them a round of applause.
Class awards will be presented by primary instructor Tracy Rucker.
Good morning. Before presenting the special awards to the 112th Academy class, I would like to offer some encouraging thoughts as you begin your journey into your profession. You started your training on December 18, 2017, and I made it clear to you all that it would be tough. I told you all that you would need to lean on each other in order to make it to the end. As it stands, there are 12 of you that accepted the challenge and stayed the course. On a daily basis, you were tested either physically or mentally, and you endured some of the toughest training imaginable. As you enter this career, or better yet, this lifestyle, you will no longer think as you have in the past. You will have to let go of some of the people in your circles, and you have to carry and present yourself in a totally different manner than you have in the past. This past 26 weeks of training was just a constant reminder of some of the worst case scenarios that you might face. From the physical training sessions to the scenario-based training, it was all to prepare you physically and mentally for this job. As with Academy classes past, present, and future, defensive tactics and officer survival training, AKA Hell Week, was a turning point for most of you. During defensive tactics training, some of you have experienced firsthand how quickly a wrong or bad decision can change your life in an instant. During officer survival training or scenario-based training week, you were presented with worst-case scenarios, best-case scenarios, and routine scenarios that have better prepared you to face the realities of this job. You've had ups and downs in this academy, as you will continue to have them in life. I want you to remember this. In life, you're going to go through 3 phases. You will enter a storm, you will be in the middle of a storm, or you will be coming out of a storm. It will be these moments that define who you are. You've demonstrated your ability to think and act during critical situations. You've been trained on de-escalation and verbal defense. You've defined ethics and you've demonstrated professionalism. So always remember to fall back on your training. I want to give a special thanks to the training section instructors and supervisors, the academy and service, and the firing range. Without your unwavering support and commitment, the superior training that this academy received would not have been possible. I also want to thank the family and friends of these young men and women and young lady. You've probably heard the stories of how tough their academy was, and you encouraged them to continue through with the process. It will be your support and encouragement that they will need now more than ever. As I close, I want to leave you with this Bible verse from Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Although this was written to Joshua and the nation of Israel, the inference for the police officer is similar because he or she wields the sword for God. The man or woman who works to enforce the law is an agent appointed by God for God's purpose. Anyone who violates the law has only themselves to blame when they are caught and punished. Thank you. first award being presented today is the Firearms Award. With me, I have Instructor Clark from the range, and he will assist me with presenting the award. Firearms training is a very critical task required by our academy recruits to pass in order to remain with the academy and continue with the next phases of training. Firearms training is conducted very early in the academy, and the recruits are exposed to certain levels of stress early on. During academy training, the recruits fired close to 2,000 rounds per person. This firearms training included the Georgia Semi-Automatic Qualification Course, the Double Action Multiple Adversary Course, the County Stress Course, Rifle and Shotgun Familiarization, Low Light Shooting, and numerous other tactical firearms training classes. As mentioned earlier, the recruits were introduced to stress by the instructors in order to present them with realistic situations to prepare them for the realities they might face. Just everything short of having paper targets shoot back at them. Before I present the Firearms Award, I would like to mention the runner-up for this award. When I call your name, please stand and face the audience for a round of applause. The runner-up for the Firearms Award with an average score of 95.61% is Angel Criollo Gutierrez. The winner and recipient of the Firearms Award with an average score of 98.65% is Miles White. The next award being presented is the Academic Award. During the course of 26 weeks, the recruits are given close to 50 written post-examinations. These exams range from classroom lectures such as Georgia criminal law, Georgia motor vehicle law, criminal procedure, and police liability, all the way up to physical performance examinations such as ASPETON, EVOC, TASER, defensive tactics, firearms, and OC spray. Although all recruits have done well on the exams, there's only one recipient of this award. The average was so close that it actually came down to the final exam to determine the actual winner of the academic award. Before I announce the winner of the award, I would like to recognize the runner-up. When I call your name, please stand and face the audience for a round of applause. With an average score of 93.1, the runner-up for the academic award is Chandler Lane. The winner and recipient of the academic award with an average of 94.88% is Nathan Jones. Next is the Spirit of the Class Award. recipient of this award was decided based on a vote from their fellow classmates. They were told to nominate someone that motivated them and encouraged them even when they were not at their best. This recruit displayed such positivity throughout the training and showed great motivation not only in the classroom, but during physical training when some others were not at their best. During our long and short runs, he was a constant motivator and was a decent cadence caller. Spirit of the Class Award goes to Mishma Pierre. The next award is the Instructor's Choice Award. This award was created many years ago by the Academy instructors and staff to recognize an individual that goes above and beyond the normal duties of being a recruit. The characteristics and traits of the recipient of this award displays a very high level of integrity, initiative, leadership skills, and must possess a very strong moral compass. In speaking with the peers of the recipient of this award, they showed great respect for this person. They said that they were better organized because of this person. This person is also tougher than they look and keeps a level head, is open-minded, but also listens and is concerned about the needs of others. This person has also showed the ability to stay in the fight and never give up, no matter the size of the opponent. With her being the only female with all the A-type personality males, she managed to hold her own very well as a class leader. The Instructor's Choice Award goes to Monica Panosian. I would now like to introduce Sergeant Wiggs to present the FOP Leadership Award.
This award is presented to the DeKalb police recruit who demonstrated a commitment to law enforcement with integrity. This individual has exemplified, even in the face of adversity, the core values of law enforcement, such as honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and community responsibility, both on and off duty. This recruit is able to inspire classmates to persevere to achieve the high values laid out in the canons of police ethics. This award also comes with a one-year membership to the DeKalb Fraternal Order Police Lodge and also a one-year membership to the FOP Legal Defense Plan. The FOP Leadership and Integrity Award for the 112th Academy goes to Chandler D. Lane.
Now for the moment that you have all been waiting for. Class, please stand. Chief Conroy, as the Academy Director, I certify that the members of the 112th Academy class have successfully completed all Georgia Peace Officer standards and training mandated and Department of required training. They are now ready to receive their badges.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Chief. Now I would like to introduce the Assistant Academy Director, Lieutenant Anita Frazier.
Oh, wait, we missed something.
Before we do the presentation of the class badges, we would like for class remarks to be given by Mishma Pierre.
Good morning. While joining and completing the police academy, it has been a tough, humbling experience for my classmates and I. We came in as strangers, and we left as family. Over the past 6 months, we have shared many emotions together. We have cried, laughed, and argued a lot. But that has created a bond that we share today, and it will be a bond that we'll hold forever. Congratulations, Class 112. We are finally graduating. Some may have said they will never do this job, or this job is too dangerous. But as you can see, we're willing to put everything on the line to serve our communities. To our family and friends, thank you for your support. Without each other and every one of you, the police academy would have never been possible to complete, because there is no way anyone can do this alone. We worked hard every single day for this moment, and we never gave up. With that mindset, we'll be able to achieve anything and become successful within this field as family and not just as co-workers. And no one can take that from us. I would like to thank our instructors, starting with our lead instructor, Rucker. Everything that we have heard about him were true. Nothing negative, but I can honestly say, in our eyes, he has earned the right to be the top instructor in Georgia. He has done a lot to uphold that title. The process of breaking us down and building us back up, making us DeKalb ready. Because we're in a profession where we must get it right all the time. Thank you, Instructor Robinson, for not only pushing us, but showing us that although times were tough, it is our job to stay motivated. Thank you, Instructor Webb, for pushing us beyond our limits and ensuring that we stayed motivated with your motivation checks. Thank you, Instructor Williams, for providing us with the guidance through multiple activities in order for our success. Thank you, Instructor Brown, for blessing us with the knowledge from your years and experience and allowing us to retain valuable information. And thank you, Sergeant Andrews, excuse me. Without you, the Academy wouldn't be what it is today. You kept us motivated and remained humbled. You provide us with the tools and knowledge to become successful police officers. Some may say it is a rough time right now to become a police officer, but my classmates and I are here because it's in our hearts. It's more than just a job, it's in our passion. It takes a very special person to solve problems for a living, and we are going to do so with honesty, professionalism, and integrity. The 112th Academy are just the family for the job. Thank you. I would like to call Captain Williams and Lieutenant Frazier to come forward. I'm presenting this plaque to you in regards to providing us with a dedicated training staff. This plaque has the names of the 112 graduates. It will be placed in the halls of the training academy. This will resemble the hard work and dedication that has come from this family. Here you go, sir.
112 Academy class, please prepare to receive your badges. Badge 3446, Angel Gutierrez. Officer Gutierrez has a father that is with the Doraville Police Department. He has been serving Doraville for 15 years. Badge 3447, Christopher Grizzle. Badge 3448, Officer Donovan Hurst. Badge 3449, Officer Austin Johnson. Badge 3450, Officer Nathan Jones. Badge 3451, Officer Chandler Lane. Badge 3452, Officer Robert Lanier. Badge 3453, Officer Clayton Neild. Badge 3454, Officer Monica Panosian. Badge 3455, Officer Mishma Pierre. Badge 3456, Officer Julian Rucker. Officer Rucker, grandfather, is Pastor Riley Rucker, retired GBI, 20 years. He also has a cousin, Chief Melanie Maddox of Georgia Piedmont College. Badge number 3457, Officer Miles White. .112 Academy class, please remain standing for the oath of office. The oath of office will be given by DeKalb County's Chief Magistrate Judge, the Honorable Burl A. Anderson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Without further ado, let's make this official. If you all will raise your right hands, please, and repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Georgia, that I will faithfully enforce the laws of the State of Georgia and the County of DeKalb, that I will faithfully perform all the duties of my office, and that I will faithfully observe all the rules, orders, and regulations of the DeKalb County Police Department. I do further swear or affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any foreign state, which by the laws of the state of Georgia, I am prohibited from holding, and that I am otherwise qualified to be a police officer according to the Constitution and the laws of the state of Georgia. I do further swear or affirm as a police officer, I will faithfully serve and protect to the best of my ability all citizens, regardless of race, color, or creed. I accept the law enforcement code or canon of ethics as my standard of conduct while on or off duty, and swear to faithfully abide by and defend the same. Congratulations.
Before we share in the benediction, I would be remiss if I did not ask you to show your appreciation for Judge Beryl Anderson, our Chief Judge of the State Court. She is so dedicated and so phenomenal. She's always present to administer the oath. So let's give her a standing round of ovation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You may be seated. To the 112th Academy class, congratulations. You have completed the transformation from citizen to law enforcement officer. You have passed all hiring standards and survived 26 weeks of the most mentally and physically grueling training to arrive at this moment in your lives. Starting today, you are not only police officers, you are also ambassadors for the DeKalb County Police Department and the law enforcement profession. From this day forward, until the day that you retire, you'll be in the public eye. Every action that you take or don't take will be subject to intense scrutiny. That is just the nature of our chosen profession. Remember, this is a service profession, and it is your responsibility to protect and serve, as you are the first line of defense for our community. As police officers, you wear many hats while carrying out your duties. You will not only be tasked with upholding law and order, you will also be tasked with community building. It is not us against them. As DeKalb County police officers, your mission is to protect the peaceful against the lawless, ensure justice, safeguard lives and property, while serving with a commitment to the constitutional rights afforded to all people. Each of you is now a guardian for this community. Embrace your mission and your role. Never act based on emotion, because your emotions can have lifelong consequences for you and the citizens that you encounter. Never allow a victim to be victimized a second time due to your emotions or poor police practices. Also, your training does not end today. Policing requires constant learning. Continue to educate yourselves by seeking out training that hones your craft. Seek out motivated and positive coworkers as mentors. And remember, even teachers have teachers. Do not become complacent. There is no room for complacency in this profession. Complacency is your enemy. Becoming complacent is a disservice to you, your fellow officers, and the citizens that we serve. Lastly, remember to take time for yourselves and your families. Your family was with you before you started the academy. They were with you while you went through the academy, and they will be by your side long after you hang up your uniform for the last time. You now have a unique opportunity to dramatically change someone's life for the better. Take the time to care and serve and protect the citizens of this great county with honor and courage. With that said, it is with great pleasure that I stand before you today, welcoming you and your loved ones into the DeKalb County Police Department family. Congratulations, class. You have earned the honor to now call yourselves DeKalb County Police Officers. Job well done. After the benediction given by Chaplain Olivia Maxwell, please allow the graduating class and the police command staff to exit the auditorium. Once they have exited, family and friends may exit. In addition, the pinning of the badges will take place in the foyer area by a family member or loved ones. Thank you for your attendance, and God bless.
Good afternoon. So I know we're not in church, but I always have to say I sit and discern where the spirits are for those that are coming forward. Today's a special day, not only because it's Friday, and most of you are like, phew, time to go home and rest. Not only because we celebrate fathers on this coming Sunday, and not only because our climate is constantly challenged by the seeming erosion of care or concern. Today's special because your mathematical element in the number 112 is significant. And it has significance that bears that you are really the strongest of element. And I sat here and I watched the smiles on faces and I watched the heart of each of you. And I can only discern and tell you that you will be and are destined to be one of the most focused groups to come through this academy. May God consistently watch over you. May God consistently bless you. And may you more importantly bless the lives of every person that you meet. Because when they meet you, they meet the extension of us. When they meet you, they know that good still exists in the midst of service. So I thank you, I honor you, and together let us pray. Most merciful God, we thank you for once again bringing us together. We thank you for the hearts that have just been instilled and deposited in these men and women that have dedicated their lives to serve. As Chief Conroy has reminded them that every day when people are running away from danger, that they are running toward it, God, I ask that they would run towards truth as well. God, that as they run in to serve, that God, they would also run for justice. God, that as they run in to help, God, that you would commit them to running to get help for themselves. God, that as they run and they protect and serve, God, that you would help them to run towards their respective faith that will sustain them. God, as they run every day to keep others well, I ask, oh God, that you'll remind them that every single person in this room is praying for them, praying for their preservation, their sustainability, their happiness, their wellness, and the many blessings that will come from their service. We honor you for blessing us with these 12 servants. There is a significance among them, and I ask, oh God, that that bond would be assured and that their future and destiny, which is already available, would be available to them openly, and that doors would fly open for the next season. God bless you. God, Lord, we thank you. And everybody said amen. Amen. Amen.